You make me say, woo! Carolina girls, nothing finer. Sweet Carolina girls, nothing finer. Sweeter than candy, hotter than heat. More precious than diamonds, girl, you can't beat me.
What's up, everybody? Carolina Girl here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Salty Carolina Girl over there on TikTok. It's Monday, June 29th, 2026. I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I hope you've had a great start to your week so far. I'm coming to you this morning because I wanted to go on record with just some of the stuff that's going on. You know, I've been in this community for 2.5 years, and I just kind of sat silent. That Homer Simpson gif where he backs up into the bushes, that's how I feel a lot of the times, because a lot of stuff goes down. And I mean, I talk my shit, in the chats that on these lives that go down and express my opinion about it. Basically, I'm not really talking shit. I just express my opinion about it. But depending on who it goes towards, then obviously to them I'm talking shit. But most of the time I'm just spitting facts because I call it like I see it. I told you I don't have a brain to mouth filter. Usually whatever comes to mind comes out of my mouth. That's one of the things my mom always told me. My mouth would probably get me into trouble because I've never been one to hold back. I've said it time and time again, there's grown folk on this internet that act like kids, and it's day in and day out, and it really gets old. I'm not even a participant, and I get tired of it. So I can't imagine the ones that actually participated in this crap. And it's not just one side. I need to make this clear. Now, I'm anti-gypsy 365 24/7. That's never going to change. But just because I'm anti-gypsy doesn't mean I can condone every little thing that happens. And I don't condone going real life. I don't condone digging on people that I don't like or that may not agree with me. I don't condone making fun of people, and I don't condone picking on people's health. I don't condone getting involved in people's business in their personal life. I don't condone any of that, whether you're anti-gypsy or you're pro-gypsy. So I want to go on the record for myself. I need to make people understand that, I don't block anybody. I don't care if you're pro-gypsy or anti-gypsy. If you can treat me, with respect, I treat you with respect. And I don't block anybody because I like to know what's going on around me. Whether I like it or not, I still like to know what's going on around me. Like that old saying goes, I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. And, I don't have any enemies. That's just an expression. But I don't have any enemies. I could care less if you are friends with Gypsy, and I could care less if you disagree with me. I really can. I don't care. It matters how you treat me. We can agree to disagree all day long, and that doesn't bother me. But if you're going to come at me and be disrespectful, then you're going to get the same energy in return. I mean, you're going to get the same energy. But that doesn't mean I have to go real life or make AIs of you to make fun of you and all that jazz. See, I just don't do that. And I can only speak for myself. I'm responsible for myself. And so I'm telling you that I don't do that shit. And I really don't want anybody around me that does. And that's just me. But, if you don't act shady and you don't do shady shit, then you don't have to worry about it. And the internet's not hard. But if you're out here creating, shit and creating trouble and acting a fool, you are making the internet hard for yourself. And you would think that would be common sense. But it seems this day, common sense isn't a flower that grows in everybody's garden. I mean, I don't know why it's so hard for grown adults to act like grown adults. I sit here day in, day out, listen to grown adults whine and cry because people are picking on them or going back and forth with them and doing this and doing that. They're asking where the outrage is for this and that. I'm desensitized to it all. I've been watching it for 2.5 years. The same shit, just a different day. I can't, it's hard to be outraged and offended about stuff anymore because it happens constantly. And the thing about it is, the people that are screaming about the outrage, it only bothers them, when it benefits them or whatever. They don't, if they want an outrage for their side, it only matters for their side. It doesn't matter, about the other side. And see, for me, bullshit. If I'm going to have outrage, it's going to be on both sides. I'm going to start calling everybody out that, that does shady shit. Especially if you cry about it day in, day out. I mean, I don't know. I just don't have the tolerance or the patience for that, especially as an adult. I can't handle other adults whining and crying about stuff that they are in control of. You have control of how the internet is for yourself. I've been on here for 2.5 years. It's not hard. I sit here and I listen to people, literally, it's like it affects their mental health. And I'm thinking to myself, why? I mean, what are you doing? If it's that damn bad, what are you doing? Get off the internet. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be real with you guys. You shouldn't let this shit affect you that bad. It's, this is bullshit. This is petty bullshit that goes on TikTok day in and day out. It's really childish behavior. And you should not let it affect you that bad. And just because somebody does some stupid shit doesn't mean you have to retaliate. Because to me, when somebody does something stupid, that reflects on that person. I'm just going to use a hypothetical. We're going to say we're going to bring Mary Jo Donahue into the community and say Mary Jo Donahue's running around creating all this havoc in the community. It reflects on her, right? Everybody's going to be talking about Mary Jo Donahue, and she's creating all this chaos and running amok, right? But then the minute somebody retaliates, that focuses on them, and so instead of holding that person accountable that's doing all the bullshit, Mary Jo Donahue, you get somebody that feels the need that they need to retaliate against her or whatever, and then it's like, I don't know, it just opens up shit that don't need to be opened up. You need to start holding these people accountable that do stupid shit. Don't retaliate against them. That's what I keep saying. You draw a line in the sand. If you want it to stop, draw a line in the sand. This day forward, June 29th, this day forward, anybody act a fool, we're all responsible for ourselves. We are grown adults on this app, and we are responsible for ourselves. We are all individuals. So now we have to determine, are we leaders or followers? Because leaders, they lead. They know how to act, right? They don't act a fool on the internet. But then you got, these people that they can't think for themselves or whatever, and so they have to follow everybody's lead. Like last night, there was a live that was held for 4 hours bullying a kid, a 19-year-old kid. Why? Because he wrote a book. He wrote a book. That's all he did. And these people are big bothered about it. They are big bothered he wrote a book. 19 years old. These people are grown that are held a 4-hour live degrading this young man. And I'm sure they're proud of themselves. I wouldn't be if I was them, but I'm sure they are because they don't have enough sense God gave them to sit there and see themselves being a grown adult bullying a kid. You had one person sitting up on the panel, well, he's 19 years old. He's a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man, ain't he? He's 19. Really? I mean, yeah, sure. I guess he could go off and fight for our country and get, die for our country in war. He would be grown considered that way. He's not old enough to drink yet, as far as that's concerned, as far as being, like an adult. Still wet behind the ears, doesn't have any life experience. So no, I don't really call that grown per se. But hey, do whatever you need to do to justify your bad behavior for bullying a kid. Because you're 30, what, 35? 35 years old. Talking about a 19-year-old kid that has done nothing to you. Nothing to you. But write a fucking book. What the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with any of you that condone that behavior? That's what I want to know. I mean, it's pathetic. Y'all are pathetic. And I'd be embarrassed if I were you. I surely wouldn't be proud of myself. And I surely wouldn't be kikiing it up. I think it's disgusting. That kid did nothing to you. Nothing. And y'all sat there for 4 hours laughing and just making jokes and cutting up and doing whatever. And yeah, it started on our end, but it was pretty much squashed. But then, a certain individual had to run with it. And I really feel bad for the young man, because the young man's sweet. He doesn't deserve that. He has done nothing wrong. He doesn't deserve to be bullied just for writing a book. 19 years old, folks. And they're making fun of him because he wrote a book and he's trying to, he's got a few other books out, and they're making fun of him. I'm disgusted. I'm really disgusted this morning. Grown adults out here bullying a kid. And if you're sitting there condoning that behavior and you're kikiing it up thinking it's funny, you're just as bad. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, I'll sit here and you want to call people out, but you only call people out when it benefits you. I'm calling you all out. Anybody that condones, this stupid behavior, and you know what it is. You know how to act as grown people, because I think if most of you acted like this in real life, that come on the internet thinking you can just do whatever the hell you want to do, I think if you acted like that in real life, you probably get your head knocked off your shoulders. And I'm just being real with you. And so I don't know why you come on the internet, or maybe are you being bullied in real life? And so this is your out. You get on the internet and you just take it out on the internet. If that's the case, inbox me, man. I'll be a friend. I'll be a shoulder for you to cry on. I don't like to see anybody hurting. If you got issues in your real life and it's hard, and you feel like you got to get on the internet and treat people like shit to cope or something, inbox me and vent to me. I promise you, whatever you say to me will go to my grave with me. That's how I am. I'm that kind of a person. See, I'm the same person in real life that I am on the internet. If you meet me in real life, I'm no different than what you hear right now. Pretty much try to be straight up with you. I'm the kind of friend that I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And like I said, if you confide in me, it doesn't matter how big or small, it's going to go to the grave with me. And that's just how I am. I don't talk about people. I don't talk about, I don't talk about their, I don't spread their information to other people. That's just never been me. And I'm not going to start now. And I don't care who believes me or who likes me even. If you want real, I'm real. I'm about as real as they get. And I stand 10 toes down with my chest out on that. I'm as real as they get. I'll tell you like it is, whether you want to hear it or not. You might not like it. I do try to, I was going to say I try to tell you nicely in a sense. I don't really like candy coating anything because my mom wasn't a baker. And so I don't really like sugar coating anything. But I do try to be I try to watch how I say things to people because I don't want to hurt them, but I do want to be real with them. And the stuff that I see going on this internet right now, it's crazy. And then to see these grown folks whine about it is even crazier. Like they don't know how to act. And they make things hard. And it doesn't have to be. And I don't know. You're sitting there bullying a kid because he wrote a book. And y'all laugh about it. Then you try to justify your behavior. And it's shitty behavior. It's just shitty behavior. And no matter what you say to me, you're not going to justify it. And so I'm just going to leave it there at this point. I think we just, as a community, both sides, pro and anti, we need to do better. We need to start acting like adults. We need to draw a line in the sand and move forward from this day forward. And if somebody does some shit, you hold that person responsible, because I'm not responsible for everybody on the internet or everybody on the anti side, because that's one of the things I can't stand. When you say something to somebody like, I'm just going to use a hypothetical again, because I don't want to pinpoint anybody or call anybody out specifically. And so I'm just going to use another hypothetical. You got to say, well, Mary Jo Donahue did this, right? And then somebody from the pro side comes back and says, well, Betty Jo Donovan said this. Well, I don't care what Betty Jo Donovan said. You should have addressed that then. I'm talking about this. This is what happened just 5 minutes ago. I don't care what happened 2 years ago, because that's usually how it is. They bring shit up from 2 years ago. And the problem with that is what's happened 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, a year ago, even yesterday. It's done. It's done. What's done is done. It can't be changed. It can be corrected, though. You can correct your behavior. You've done something shitty. Not to do that. And so moving forward, you just don't do that anymore, right? You can correct stuff. You can't change things in the past. What's done is done. That shit has to be buried. It's up to you people. If you really want things to change, it's up to you. You guys are in control of how your internet is. If you're on here doing shady shit, or you're on here and you're wanting to be messy and in this drama, and you talk about people and you carry on, then you can almost bet your internet time is going to be miserable. And that's on you, because you're in control of yourself. And I'll be damned if I would let my mental health be affected by some of these people on the internet, because this shit's not important. And a lot of you, I don't even think you're here for Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. You're here for the drama or whatever. I'm not sure. Please correct me. Let me know in the comments. Are you here for the case? Or are you here for the drama? What you here for? Do you want change? Do you want people, do you want real or what? Are we real or are we fake? I'm real. And to me, fake people are the ones that sit here and they do all this crazy shit, and then they whine about it, and they try to make themselves look holier than thou, when in reality, they don't have any moral high ground. And that's on both sides. Because some of this behavior that's coming out, like yesterday or last night, picking on that young man, that was totally disgusting behavior. And there are a lot of people that I think should be embarrassed about that and feel ashamed. But I don't know if they're capable. I really don't. And I don't really know if they're capable of admitting that they were wrong in their actions, and I think it's a shame that they follow this person. This person tells them, well, we're going to hate this person today. And so, like good followers, they attack that person instead of thinking for themselves and thinking, this is a 19-year-old young man that wrote a book. He's done nothing wrong to me, or he's done nothing personal to me. So why am I going to attack him? Or why am I going to condone somebody else to attack him? I'm really beside myself. after last night at some of these people and who I saw in the chat condoning that behavior. It's just really, it's really sad. And so I need to go take care of some real life business. It's summertime. I've got a lot to do. I've got a lot to take care of. And so I don't have a lot of time to, like I do in the wintertime and the fall, to, sit down and like research and do videos and stuff. I am working on a video that I'm going to be hopefully doing in the next week or so. And I am working on, I've actually got several folders on my laptop and filled with things. And those folders are actual potential videos to come. But with the summertime, I'm going to be busy probably up until August or September. And so just bear with me, folks. I really appreciate everybody that supports my channels, both on TikTok and YouTube. If you follow me, I do greatly appreciate your support. And like I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be real. And so I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. And y'all take care.